Frail Fragment is a music podcast, but we talk about movies, entertainment, sports, whatever's on our mind, open stream of consciousness, in awareness, and making it a little comical on the side.
Frail Fragments, Monster Closet.
Hey, bro.
Thank you, bro. How we
What's
feeling?
going on, man? Good, man. Good.
It's a little rainy, but I'm feeling all right.
Yeah, I'm excited. We got a returning guest, Stefano Amelio of the Android Moon. Really cool guy. He's a Freemason. He was telling me a bit about that last podcast. Yeah, I want to kind of dip into that because I have no idea what that is. Maybe we could talk a little bit about that.
What he believes in.
Yeah, we're doing a show with him next month with the Frail Fragment, the Android Moon, at the Dakota Tavern on August 10th, Saturday night. So we're going to talk about that. He's just going to come on the show. I'm inviting him right now. So he's just getting on his lunch break, I think. We might have to wait
hopefully
a couple of minutes. I think this guy's a busy guy. He was supposed to be here on the weekend, but he was just too busy, right? So we're scheduled for his lunch break. You know what I mean? We're going to ask him all kinds of shit, man.
What can you do?
What'd you do on the weekend, bro?
I watched the UFC, played a little ball. Yeah,
nice.
And saw Donald Trump get shot.
I know, that's crazy, dude. Yeah, we should ask Amelio about that, or Stefano about that, too. That's
the WWF's special, Lenny. He had the blood back behind his ear. You saw that shit.
You serious?
Oh, yeah, buddy.
So what about the person that supposedly died, right?
They killed the person 150 yards away. He was on like a barn roof or something.
I don't know. And it was some kid they killed that shot him?
It was a WWE experience, I'll tell you that.
I don't know. I don't know how to...
It was a good publicity stunt, I'll tell you that.
Well, people are going to like him a lot more now.
Oh, way more exposure.
He fucking survived an assassination. He puts his hand up in the air and shit.
Well, it's the first Simpsons prediction that failed, eh?
Oh, is that right?
Yeah.
The Simpsons said he was going to get assassinated, bro?
Yeah, he was campaigning and then he got shot and then he was shown in the casket, but the casket is not happening.
This kid could have been watching big into the fucking Simpsons, bro. Who knows, man? The world's a crazy place. You can get a gun in the States for fucking, what, at Kmart or Walmart or whatever?
Yeah.
At 16?
Yeah, no ID.
You can go to Texas and get a fucking anti-tank assault rifle if you join a fucking gun club or some shit, you know? You could blow up fucking schools with that shit, bruh.
You could get the chrome easy on that part of the world.
We need to talk about Kevin. You should check out that movie. It's a really fucking cool independent film.
Cool.
It's called We Need to Talk About Kevin.
Oh, shit.
Check that movie out. It's kind of about, just a kid that essentially wants his mom's attention.
Okay.
And he just fucking goes crazy on her, bro. He tortures her from a baby.
Right. Oh, wow. Wow. I was going to say childhood, but damn.
It's an intense thing, dude.
Yeah, I'll check it out. I can hear thunder.
Well, I mean, he's into archery. I'll just go into it a bit since we're waiting. So they put him in archery, right? And he wants his mom's attention, so he doesn't use the toilet. If I'm remembering this correctly, he doesn't use the toilet. Stefano's gonna hop on in one sec. And then he's in diapers, and he has a sister, and he fucking shoots the sister's eye out with the fucking bow and arrow, dude.
Holy shit! Yeah, 2011, eh?
And then, bro, he fucking... Yo, what did I tell you about fucking looking up shit on the fucking internet when you're on a podcast, bro?
Step Brothers!
Come on!
Come
on, bro! This is a fucking big deal. This guest is a big guy, man. This is Stefano Amelio from the Android Meme. He's a fucking singer, bro. Show him some fucking respect and stop fucking surfing the net while you're on the phone, bro. We're gonna have a fucking big meeting after the show, and it's gonna be a fucking problem you can't handle.
Where, in your office?
Hey, bro. What was I saying, man? What was I saying? Yo, you know what this kid does? He locks the fucking gymnasium up at his school and kills everybody with bow and arrows at the end of the movie, and then he goes home and he kills his whole fucking family. The end. There, you don't need to watch it. And it makes you feel like shit after you watch it. So, I mean, it's one of those films. It's like, I guess, a piece of art or something, but, I mean, it's not something you really want to take your girlfriend to fucking watch. You know what I mean? Flex upon them. Can you hear me? Oh my god, bro.
You back?
Yeah, I know. I was recording the whole time. You know what this is?
Yeah.
This is, I replaced the battery in my phone, dude.
Did you?
I replaced the battery in my phone and the charging dock, and it fucked up my whole internet.
Shit.
Yeah, you're cutting out now too. It's bullshit.
Okay, bye-bye.
Well, hopefully we got some of that, and it's not a fucking editing nightmare. You know what I mean? There he is.
You saw me. There he is.
Stefano.
Hey, buddy. How's it going?
Good, man. Thank you for jumping on real quick. I know you're a busy guy.
It's all good.
Appreciate the invite. Yeah, man. It's Monday, July 15th, 2024. This is the Monster Closet, episode 69.
Lovely.
We got a special one for number 69. That's Ace, kind of like a co-host of mine right now. He's
yes, sir. How
Ace is Stefano Ace.
Nice to meet you, bud.
Nice to meet you.
Stefano's the singer and founder of the Android Meme. The band just got back on their mini tour across Ontario and Quebec. They're bringing the storm today because it's raining out. Mr. Stefano Amelio, he was supposed to be here last weekend, but I mean, he's a busy guy, man. What'd you do on the weekend, bro?
I just had some personal stuff. Had to take care of some family stuff, and got a little hairier than we had anticipated. My wife needed some help with some stuff, and so we had to. Unfortunately, as part of my little story for the tour, we had some car problems, and my wife's brand new 2023 Nissan Rogue decided to fail on us just before our last gig of the tour on Saturday night last weekend. And so we got back from Montreal, no problem, but the thing wouldn't start. The battery was fine, everything was fine. Just the vehicle just wouldn't start. So it is still sitting at a Nissan dealership in Cobourg as we speak, because it was towed. We had it towed as far west as we could get it. With our CAA package, and
like 200K or something.
Yeah. We actually paid a little bit extra to get it a little bit further because my wife's family lives in Port Hope, so at least we figured if she had to go out there, she'd have somewhere to stay in case, depending on circumstance. But we were supposed to get a rental vehicle. I mean, we found out everything was going to be under warranty, which is fine. They still haven't given us the official reason as to why the engine is failing, but we are told that it needs a brand new engine. So now I've got good hookups to two other dealerships because my family has been dealing with Nissan for almost 30 years, but not particularly not that dealership in particular. So we have some inside help from the other two dealerships, and we were able to secure a vehicle from another dealership, which shouldn't happen. This Cobourg dealership should have had everything sorted out minimum by the second or third day. So now we are Monday, almost 9 days out from when the vehicle was brought to Nissan, and they still haven't gotten us a vehicle. So we're Anyway, we
Dude,
had 10 grand worth of gear sitting in that vehicle that we had to leave over there because we needed the second vehicle to drive people back home, right? So yeah, so that's kind of like the running around and shit we had to do to grab gear and also visit family since we were out near Port Hope and all that stuff. So it was pretty.
I'm sorry, dude. I'm sorry, but I'm glad well, it's gonna work out, you know.
It's gonna work out.
That's inconvenient, bro.
Oh yeah.
And I'm glad you're saying this because you're not the first person that's had a problem with a fucking brand new Nissan Rogue. Because we got a buddy Carlos that kind of works like in our workforce.
Right.
Dude, I saw him. He had a brand new fucking Nissan, and like it didn't start. And then he brought it there, and then they told him it was this, and then he had to fix that, and then it wasn't that. They didn't know what the fuck was wrong with the car.
Yeah. It seems
and
to
it was
be a
brand
problem
new.
with the turbo. That's what I'm being
really?
told. Yeah, from my inside source. He's telling me that he no longer works for Nissan, but a former service manager, one of those dealerships that we deal with, and he works for Audi now. But he was telling me that they're having major problems with that 3-liter engine that they have in the Rogue. I think it only affects the 2023 model, as far as I'm aware. And obviously we didn't know it when we got the vehicle, and I guess no one else knew really, but it's the turbo fails, and when the turbo fails, apparently the engine is it's toast. So wait and see. That's basically where we're at right now.
Okay, yeah, that makes sense. That sucks, man. I'm sorry, but yeah, because I mean, you take for granted your car, right? Like when it's problems, it's just really fucking inconvenient, and you were far away.
Yeah, we were far enough away. And the funny thing is, because we did the first trip with 3 vehicles. And Jake, our drummer and one of the co-writers of the band, his Chevy is notorious for having problems. So here we are, all high and mighty with our brand new Nissan, and somehow that car fails, but his was fine. Hilarious.
His saved the day. The day.
No, he left the night before, like after the show was done.
Oh, brutal.
Stay over. We went in 3 cars, so that's what the problem was, because he didn't know that the car was going to fail, because he pretty much left after the Ottawa gig and went straight back to Midland, because he lives much further than we would. So it made sense for him. He wanted to leave earlier. He didn't want to stay that extra night. So we didn't think there was going to be an issue. We were able to fit everything into the 2 vehicles, and I mean, he took the majority of the drum kit with him in his vehicle. But in the end, we had to move things around, and then in the end, the vehicle got towed, and we had to leave like 90% of the gear in it so that we could all get home. And in the end, my wife still ended up missing for like pretty much the last 2 or 3 days of work on the show she was working on, which really sucked. So not only it was a massive inconvenience in every which way, but it's over with and we move on.
Yeah. Well, it's definitely going to be a tour you're not going to forget. Were there any great high, were there any good times?
So we haven't done anything like this in a very long time. Not since our earlier incarnation almost 10 years ago, and especially not multiple shows in a row like that. But the best part, I think, like the highlight for me, and I think for us in general, was the Ottawa gig at Café de Couf. And for different reasons. Number one, I wasn't even sure I was going to be able to sing, because after show 2, I noticed my voice was starting to kind of bother me a little bit. Yeah, I'm not. Like I said, I haven't sang 4 days in a row like that, full set, in a very long time. So it was a test, and I could feel that. Okay, maybe I was catching something. I could feel the tickle in my throat. So by the time we played Montreal, the 3rd night, which was Friday last week, it was oh man, I could feel it. And then you get the nerves, and then it's like you get anxious. And then I'm like, you know what? And of course you go on YouTube and you're trying to find all these quick fixes other than the usual drink tea, stay hydrated, all that stuff. But one of the things that one of the YouTube videos kind of was really emphasizing was stay calm. Just stay the fuck calm, because the stress will make it way worse. So you know what? I stayed calm, and I figured generally what goes with me, but if I have any throat problems, is my high range goes out the window. And then what I would have to do to compensate was just sing everything more in my mid range, and or supplement with extra screaming. So whatever I couldn't sing high, I would just sing differently or scream. But lucky enough, by the time we got up, we did our sound check. It felt like it was holding on, and I was able to get through the set with only having to make maybe 2 or 3 minor little changes to a note or two that I couldn't hit. I mean, I could barely hit those notes anymore. This I've noticed. I mean, 10 years go by, and it's like I used to be able to hit a high C, and it's like, and now it's like I struggle a little bit. Everything else in my voice is actually way better now than it was years ago. Pitch, strength, projection, all that stuff. But the range isn't as dynamic as I used to have. But whatever, you can work in it and you can get it back. But luckily enough, we got through it. The amazing part about that show, though, I have to say, was the attendance was fantastic.
We're back.
We're back. Hopefully, Stefano can join us again.
Yeah, it just cut off. It cut off randomly for me.
Well, yeah, because I was fixing my fucking AirPods.
Fuck.
Yeah, man. Fuck. I mean, I strongly advise against getting AirPods by Apple. I think they're fucking just crap. And I would never spend $300 on them or whatever they are. I bought them off some fucking hood guy in a fucking car. Hey, Stefano.
Yo,
I'm sorry, dude. No, I just I had to fix my AirPod and it fucking hangs up. You know what I mean? I was just telling you how much I fucking hate that shit.
That happens all the time to me.
Oh, it's the worst.
Let me know where it cut off.
Yeah.
Probably somewhere around you bigging up Ben from Ottawa owning the bar, and there's a lot of people at the show.
Yeah, Ben and Warren. So these two guys, Ben is the owner of Café de Couf, and Warren manages the bar and is the bartender. And they both did a fantastic job in promoting the show. And it was a fun show. Not our best performance per se, but it was the most well attended, and the people there were really into it because they were the right crowd. You know what I mean? So I think that definitely made the tour worth it, and just the whole experience. Whatever, we've got stories to tell, and it was a good test for the band to travel together, and it was good. So we're looking forward to the next one. We've got a series of shows coming up. We actually have, of course, our show August 10th at Dakota coming up. But before that, we just signed up for a last-minute gig in 2 weeks at Rock Pile, just to open for a couple of tribute bands, a Limp Bizkit and a System of a Down tribute band. That was very last minute, just to kind of, I don't know, do something. And then, of course, we've got our another gig that we're doing with you guys in October, right? 26th with Phantom High and Birdie at the Atria in Oshawa. And then I think right after that, we're looking to get back on the road again to hit up Ottawa and Montreal again. Because although Montreal was a bit of a disappointment, the place that we played at was called Piranha Bar. It wasn't very well promoted, and the bar itself is like 3 levels, and it's extremely confusing for people. So we found out after the fact that there were several people that actually wanted to come to the show, saw some of the videos that we posted and the ads video ads that we made, but showed up and they went to the wrong floor. They went downstairs, and there was like this the downstairs part of the venue was like a Bollywood thing that they had going on, like party or whatever, and then the main floor was a regular kind of bar, and the entrance to take you upstairs to where the actual little mini concert venue was completely obscured, and the signs really gave no indication, so people gave up. We probably lost like almost 10 people Like that's a lot when it comes to shows like ours. Like
In
those 10
Montreal,
people
yeah.
in Montreal, right? So what happened was we actually met some cool bands while we were out on the road. I should mention Venikeva was one of them. We met them in Montreal, and they're kind of like a hardcore metal-y band with a little bit of punk mixed in. They were fantastic. But we met another band that we played with in Ottawa, but they're from Montreal. They're called Null 404, and these guys were fucking awesome. And we really enjoyed both those bands and hanging out with them and making some good connections. So at least now we've got a much better idea of where we should book our next Montreal gig, where the people go that enjoy our music. And I think one of the places that we're looking to play, which we've always wanted to play even years ago, is Foufs. For those Le Fouffant Electrique, one of the most famous punk and metal bars in Montreal. So
Nice.
Hopefully we play there, and we got a hookup now to get in there. So that's on the part of the plan, and definitely playing Café de Couf again would definitely be on the radar. Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah. It's cool that you guys can, commit to those far shows, right? That's who books these shows.
So unfortunately, we were recommended we go with a particular person from Montreal, and originally we were supposed to do like 9 shows, and we were going to go to Guelph. We were going to do London, a couple other, and we were supposed to do a couple gigs in Quebec, so Quebec City, and somewhere between Montreal and Quebec City, like Trois-Rivières. But those didn't materialize. Now I know Quebec's really difficult to work with. Venues there don't seem to be overly friendly. I don't know if it's a thing because we're outside Quebec, or they just have a very overly European laissez-faire way of operating. But we really weren't getting any confirmations. We weren't getting much information on anything, and we had to abandon those shows, and in the end nothing. They never even, we heard back. Once we got back, I think we heard back from a couple of them, and it was a little too late. But the person we did hire, unfortunately, I don't think she did much of a job at all. In the end, we had to kind of do a lot of it ourselves, which was a good experience, because and Jake was kind of on the forefront of dealing with that, although Victoria, Vicky Blue, our bass player, she set up the Hamilton gig, which was fantastic. Adam Gore of Dark Hamilton did a great job with promoting that show as well. So definitely the 2 big highlights were Hamilton and Ottawa for this particular tour. But we're going to do it again. We're going to do it ourselves, and that's going to be for the fall into winter. And then 2025 is the US as our plan. So I think we're going to be doing Southern California in April to coincide with the Birthday Massacre, which they're going to be, not that we're playing with them, but they're going to be playing Nevada. They're going to be playing Sick New World. If you don't know, Victoria, Vicky Blue, our bass player, she's been with Mike Falcor of the Birthday Massacre for many years. Okay. So yeah. I did not know that. Yep. So they're going to be out there anyway. She's going to be out there anyway. We've already have a couple bands. Yeah. There's a couple bands out there that we're kind of friends with. One of them, they're called Frantic Romantic, and they play Whiskies in the Viper Room quite often, and so I think that's kind of what we're looking at. We might do maybe 2 or 3 shows in Southern California, and then see what to do from there. I know we'd love to play somewhere in Texas, and then later on in the summer, Austin would be and then later on in the summer, I think the idea would be to do East Coast US. Depending on circumstances, we might have to skip New York City, depending on the climate over there and what's going on, just to avoid, because I don't know, I've heard some stories that it may not be the best place to be right now. But yeah, I don't know, I could be wrong, but we really want to go to Nashville. Actually, that's where I would love to. I'm hearing a lot of good stuff about Nashville these days, so
Yeah, that's like the music hub now. That they're pretty.
Yes,
Yeah,
exactly.
dude. Why do you play in a band? Like, what drives you? What drives you to go out and want to do these shows and play in a band? It's a
That's a
big
very good.
question. Yeah.
Yeah. I think it's got different levels. So,
Yeah.
if you would have asked me that question 10, 15 years ago, I would have said, of course, for the art to spread a message that we believe in, and back then especially was to help kind of wake people up to the bullshit, to the lies of the media, and to kind of help entertain, but also have a message of critical thinking. And I think now more than ever, as things have gone on the last decade or so, it's pretty important that people do that now more than ever. And I'm starting to see like a lot of changes, and a lot of people that used to think I was crazy of quietly or very loudly acknowledged that maybe I was onto something years ago. So there was always that, spreading a message, a positive message. And the other thing I would have said back then is definitely for some kind of validation, to feel like I have something to give to the world, and to validate my whatever, to validate myself and my ego maybe. And back then, of course, I would have definitely wanted a slice of some kind of fame, or which is part of that validation and acknowledgement. But now, to be honest, that first part stays the same: spreading a message, a positive message of unity and critical thinking. That stays. But now I could give two fucks about anyone knowing who I am or my name. And I think that's also why we've committed to, like, even with the makeup that we do with the UV lights and all that stuff, it's like I'm so much happier to be a little bit more anonymous. And if I could do it all over again, I would have done that from day one, and I would have taken a page out of the Sleep Token playbook, and remained completely anonymous and maybe completely masked well before they were around, or a lot of bands started doing that.
Right.
Because now,
I think, Stefano, did your screen go black? Because I don't know, you might have cut out. I can't hear you anymore.
Yeah, can you hear me?
Oh, there we go. Yeah, perfect. Nice.
Yeah, I did. I set the thing, but for whatever reason, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
So yeah, like right now, I don't care so much about any type of validation per se of myself or my abilities or whatever. It's all about the message, and it's about we can be anonymous for all I care, as long as the band itself is reaching enough people to have that message spread, and that people get something from it, whatever it is. Because I mean, it's part of that message too is self-reflection. So it's reflecting on the world around you, and the macrocosm, and then of course the microcosm of the self-reflection point. And maybe, I don't know, maybe the fact that we've had to go on a bit of a hiatus, and maybe that's what drives me more now, is to prove to myself too that we can reach a level of success. And what is success now other than just trying to make a living doing this? Because that is the dream for me, to quit my day job in the film industry and to be able to make the same money that I make doing this, doing music, the one thing I love to do, right, the most.
That's sick, dude. Well, you and me have a lot in common as far as getting into it. Like, dude, just to talk about myself for a second, like when I get into my head before shows, the week before the show or the week of the show, I don't want to get sick, and I feel like I'm getting sick, and I feel like I might be getting sick. And then the day of the show, I don't really want to talk to anybody because I could blow my fucking voice out. And am I getting sick? And it's just a lot of stress that's happening, right, in my system. So that's kind of where I got to go into kind of awareness there, and kind of be in the moment more. And it's crazy because by like the second song, it's gone, right?
Yeah, because you're in the zone.
Yeah. Like I just.
So once your vocals warm up too, you feel different. Like you feel that slight bit of raspiness. I don't know about you, but how I know it's like I can hear and I can feel that little bit of rasp, that those vocals are warmed up, and the tone, even of your speaking voice, changes a little bit, and that's when I know anyway that I can feel that like I'm going to be able to perform at that level. But yeah, man, that the insecurity of whether or not your voice is going to hold out, or if you're going to get sick, it just feels like when you're really wanting to perform and be your best on that particular show, that's when things seem to, like days before, you start to feel a tickle or something. And like, I don't know how people can do these like big tours and stuff and be able to maintain the whole way.
They got fucking big time vocal lessons happening every day. They're fucking they have these steam things for their throat. I mean, they're like really taking their shit. But dude, we work 40 hours a week and shit like that. We got fucking cars are fucking towed out in Coburg and all this shit.
Right.
You know what I mean? They don't have. These people are like working out, taking care of their voices, you know, like on a strict fucking thing, right? It's hard to do that, you know.
And some people are just fucking, they're just machines. Like, you know, I don't know what it is, but I know people that can get racked, absolutely racked, days on end, and their voices just hold up. I mean, maybe their brains are gone, maybe their bodies will fail, but their voice just, I don't know.
I would love to meet those people, but yeah. I believe you. I believe that they're out there.
Far too temperamental.
Yeah. But yeah, like back in the day, I wanted to be validated, right? I wanted chicks, and I was an athlete, and I went from athlete to music, and like this was like 14 years old. I was kind of playing you know, the Reverb and Big Bop and Opera House and all these fucking places, right? This was a while ago. I'm 42 years old now. But before it was for chicks, definitely, and validation. I think now it's a little bit of validation, but it's more so how special the moment is.
Yeah.
Because it's really hard to do. You know, it's really hard to like be able to get along with 4 people, practice your songs, get them sounding great or the way they should sound, like, I mean, harmonies, vocally, musically, and presenting that to the audience and being on stage and having people kind of go with your story that you're trying to tell while you're playing the show. When that happens, I mean, it's a great feeling, right? And it's just like a
feeling.
Yeah, it's a lot of energy. And after the show, you feel like euphoric, and I'm very thankful that I get to do that with you Saturday, August 10th, 2024 at the Dakota Tavern. That's a really nice room, dude.
I've never been there. I've heard good things.
It's a small bar, but I love it. I love it. You know, I love it as much as the Horseshoe. So, I mean, those are my two spots. The Drake Hotel's pretty cool too. But I mean, for sound, I think I like Horseshoe and
well, the Horseshoe was awesome. I don't think you know, in recent memory, I don't ever remember a stage sounding so good. Like, just feeling like I could you know, hear myself fairly well. Everything just, I mean, the sound guy, sound technician Paul, I believe his name is, was fantastic, and you could tell that the guy really cares about what he does. And yeah, I mean, a lot of guys do, but everything about that venue was and we played there many years ago, but it was I really enjoyed that gig, and looking forward to the Dakota, and hopefully it's another great memory.
And dude, we'll do more gigs, you know. I can't play many shows, like that's the thing. So for me to drive to Montreal, it's like, it's not in the cards really for me anymore, unless someone's paying me to do that, right? Because I got fucking a 7-year-old, I got a 4-year-old, I work 40 hours a week, I got tons of shit going on in Toronto. I mean, I'm going to attack Hamilton. Because Hamilton's a big city, and it's like 45 minutes from Toronto, right? So I mean,
that's right.
It's a good spot, and they have a lot of people there, and they have a lot of music fans. Last time we played Hamilton, we played the Doors Pub. I don't know if you ever played that place, but I played there like 25 years ago, and it looked like out of the Blair Witch Project back then, and it does right now,
same.
right? But
it's
I mean,
the same thing. Yeah,
the fucking place was packed, and people were like zombified by what we were fucking doing, right? So I mean, that's a cool feeling.
Yeah,
you know, we had to look for a microphone, but when we started playing, that place like came upstairs and checked us out. Like they were there, like
yeah.
you know, so that's cool. That's why I'm in this, right? And you know, I like really appreciate the fact that I get to play live because I have like a lot of stuff going on. So they're more special moments now, and like yeah. So I mean, sky's the limit. We're getting into stemming technology, and you're already like ahead of the game there. But you know, we want to add that to our set as well, and we're jamming
backing tracks.
Yeah, but we're jamming with backing tracks and stuff right now.
Yeah.
But we're not bringing them to the show yet, right? Like when we do, we want to be able to do both.
Yep.
And this is what it is, right? Like I want to be able to do the harmonies because Ian our bass player has a kick-ass voice, and Mateo, our guitarist, has a kick-ass voice. So we could do 3-part harmonies, right? And it's good to do that. But I mean, if you can bring in the backing tracks, it gives you kind of like a low end, and people really take you seriously, right? So I mean,
yeah, you just got to be careful. It's unfortunate. I mean, I wish we were less reliant on them, but at the same time, it's just so much part of our sound that at most, you know, in the future, when we have the time and the money in terms of like, you know, having an extra body on stage, like I really want to have a second guitar on stage again. But like until I can learn how to play guitar and sing at the same time, which I can't, I'm terrible. I can barely sing, you know, so I'm still trying to focus on singing, for God's sakes. Never mind playing guitar and singing. But having some backing tracks to really emphasize that, and all the keyboard parts and the synth stuff. In the past, years ago, we did have a keyboard player, and then we still ran tracks too, because there's only so much the keyboardist can play. If you know, not everyone can be Tony Banks, you know, of Genesis with like 30 keyboards on stage and being able to play, you know, with both hands and feet. You know, like that would be fantastic, but you know, to find someone who can do that, and then it just, you know, right now it's just easier to have a lot of stuff on tracks, and as long as you've got a reliable computer and interface and setup, then so far what we have running has never failed us. We only had a problem once years ago with our old Pro Tools Digio 2 rig. We had one problem once, and that was like, you know, back in 2010, 2011, something like that. And it happened actually in Oshawa, and at the Scratch, I remember. And we played a couple songs without tracks that we could get away with playing without tracks. And it worked out, and finally got, you know, while I'm singing, I'm trying to fiddle with the frickin' thing to get everything kind of connected properly and troubleshoot, and got it going, and we finished the set, no problem. Now, unfortunately, in the process, our bass player had his 6-string bass stolen. Poor guy.
Oh, you fuck.
yeah. And that was an all ages gig too, so some kids fucking walked away with our 6-string bass. But yeah, no, tracks you can really fill out the sound. A lot of bands are doing it now. It's, you know, some old school people like to harp on it, but you know what? When you're making the type of music that at least we do, we don't pretend to be some purist rock and roll band. We're not here to show off musicianship. We're not here to show off, you know, any particular skill per se. We're not trying to be, you know, show off progressive rock guitar soloing skills or whatever. We have our brand, our package, and it's not about individual skill as much as it is the full package. So we're not here to impress anybody with that, other than, you know, getting the message across in the way that we do it. So we're happy doing things the way we do. And, you know, other bands have different styles. Like you guys are a little bit more of a straight up rock band and metal band as compared to us, you know. And you guys do your thing, and you guys do it very well. So definitely, if you feel like you need to add some tracks to kind of fill in some areas and to add a thickened sound, especially whether it's even with melodies and getting some vocals. I mean, we've got a lot of backing vocals on tracks. Matthias does backing vocals live, but you know, he's he's happy to kind of sing and have the tracks going at the same time too. So and
it's a good guide.
It's a good guide, and I run in-ears, and whenever the sound on stage is really good and I can actually hear the tracks and my vocals, well enough, we have some songs too where we have a little bit of secondary lead vocals on a track too, and I often use those as reference vocals too. So you know what? I'm not afraid to admit it. I don't care. I'm not, the most.
No, but you know what you should do, Stefano? You know what you should do? Sorry to cut you off.
No.
One day, without even telling anyone, just get together with your guys in the Android meet, and Mateus has an acoustic, and Jake has a djembe, and you have you don't even have a mic.
Yeah.
And Victoria has an acoustic bass or whatever, and just do any song.
Yeah.
Just do any song. Do fucking Something in the Way by Nirvana.
Yeah.
And it just creates this mood together because you can hear what everyone's doing.
Yeah. As
a band, who gives a fuck about everybody else?
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. It just, so if you take that, it's just, I don't know. It just creates vibe. It's a cool way to create vibe in rehearsals, right? I mean, just bare bones, dressed down, fucking, I don't know. It's just communicating. Yeah, it's just communicating musically, right? I mean, yeah, like the theater show, by all means, should be the way it is for you guys, right? Because you guys do what you do well, right? But I mean, it's cool to plug into that as well. It doesn't have to be for the audience. It should be for like the band as well, like just to kind of see where everybody is, right?
Yeah.
And cool. And it just gets better and better and better and better, right? Like that's like going kind of backwards, right? To bare bones, but I mean,
which is
I
good
don't know.
At times.
Yeah, it is. Because if you're at a cottage and the band's there, and Jake has a djembe, and you guys have an acoustic shit, and you're on a dock, I mean, what's to say it's not? That could be a great fucking gig for you guys. Record it and fucking post it, or just keep it for yourself, right? It's just a cool thing that you guys can do together. I don't know.
Good advice.
Who am I, right? But who am I, right? But I'm just saying, it's like that's what I love playing acoustically, right? That's kind of like. So I have a bias, right?
A couple of times. We've done it a couple of times. We did a radio thing years ago, and we did an acoustic set, and then.
How did that turn out, though?
It was weird. It was really weird.
Okay.
I was very insecure at the time to sing that way. Just complete lack of self-confidence, really. And I mean, now I think it would be a lot different. I feel much better about my singing ability and stuff now anyway. So, even though I had to almost like relearn how to sing almost after like not singing for like almost 10 years, especially learning, I had to relearn how to scream. That was the hardest part without blowing my voice. And it took a bit of time, but.
Well, it sounds good right now, dude. You're kicking ass.
Good.
You got a new video out from Vincent.
Yeah.
By Ben Rayburn from Primal Productions. He did our video too, Wash Your Tire. So I knew it was gonna be kick ass. Yeah, bro.
Oh yeah. Yeah, no,
that's
both
awesome,
videos
man.
are really cool. He did a fantastic job at both those videos, and when we decide to do another one, we're definitely gonna go with him on that again. I just want to kind of change up the visuals a little bit and do something slightly different, maybe with a little bit more cutscene type stuff with actually film some actual narratives or something to kind of splice in there other than just performance video. But performance video is where it's at right now, and that's kind of the thing. And it's a shit thing to say, unfortunately, that everything now is kind of like TikTok related and having to perform almost silly videos to gain attention, but that's what you got to do now, apparently.
There's so much to talk to you about, and there's so little time. We got to get off. Yeah. But what's it called? Please come to our show Saturday. When is it? Saturday, August 10th, 2024. Doors open at. I know. I'm gonna buy your wife a drink and tell her thank you, because I know that your plans didn't go through. I don't know whether it was for the show or not for the show, but I mean, it'll be a special day. You'll spend your anniversary playing, and it's my mom's birthday, so she's gonna come too. Cool. So that'll be, nice. We'll have magic in the air. You know what I mean?
I love it. Looking forward to it, man.
You can buy it pre-sale on Eventbrite. You can go to our website, frailfragment.com, theandroidmeme.com. Thank you so much for everything. And we'll keep in touch. We'll see you soon.
You got it, guys. Thank you so much.
Thanks.
Peace.
Ciao.
Frail Fragments, Monster Closet.